everyone. This is Becca from the Knitting Unicorn podcast. This is episode 19, and it is August 4th. It's been a while since my last podcast, like 2 or 3 months. But I've been having some knitting, I have no knitting mojo. I do. I want to knit, but there's nothing I'm excited about knitting so much. So it's been an on and off thing almost all year, but I haven't podcasted because I felt like I didn't have anything to show you guys. Just a ton of cast-ons because I can't stop myself from casting things on, trying to find that project that just inspires me to keep going. So I'll show you that giant pile in a minute. So we are here in southern New Hampshire. Sorry if you hear my dogs growling and barking. It is hot and humid, and I'm in a sweater. So I'm just going to tell you what I'm wearing so I can take the sweater off. I got this super cute dress yesterday. It's got little bees all over it, and I thought it would be so cute with my beekeeper cardigan, which it is, but I'm not going to wear it right now because it's too hot. I'm stuck. No, seriously, I'm stuck. Okay. Much better. Also, my hair is back. It is purple and blue. I don't know if you can see that very well. I didn't do my hair this morning. I just figured I might as well start podcasting now or I'll never do it. So, slapped on some makeup, call it a day. Speaking of makeup, look at my eyes. Look at those eyelashes. Right? No mascara. I got eyelash extensions. My mom does them, and she did them for me yesterday. I've been wanting to try them for a while, and I finally did. So they're interesting, a little different. I'm not entirely positive they're for me, but they're fun, so we'll give it a whirl. Anyway, so on to finished objects. So I have a few. The first one I want to show you is from Easter, and I forgot to show it on the last podcast because he was on display in our house. But I made this little spring bunny by Susan B. Anderson, and it was a little kit. It came with the eyes and the embroidery floss for the nose, and then the colors. I believe it's the home fingering, and even a little pom-pom. And that's his little body. So, yeah, it was super easy. I don't even remember what I did. All I know is it was really easy. And he was really fun to make. I made him earlier in the year, like I said, for Easter, because I was just feeling like I just needed something quick to finish so I could feel like I accomplished something, but I didn't want to make another hat. So I saw this guy pop up on Instagram, and I decided to do it. I don't know if you can block a stuffy. If you can, please tell me how, because I think there are some little bits on him that, if I could just block the fabric a little, I think he would look better. But yeah, I think his face came out really nice. I like his face a lot. Anyway, so that's my spring bunny. And then I made a pair of socks for my husband for Father's Day. So that's these socks. This is white birch yarn, and this is the White Walker colorway, so it's a Game of Thrones colorway, and it's really pretty. They have been worn quite a lot, so they are a little dirty and just slightly pilly, but nothing that can't be just plucked off. And they are just a plain vanilla sock with a heel flapping gusset, a 1x1 twisted rib cuff, and a round toe. I always use the toe from the Rose City Rollers. That's my favorite toe. It's the perfect round toe. And I think I did 72 stitches on a 2.25 millimeter needle. Yeah, so he really likes these, and they're wicked soft, and I really, really like them, and kind of want them for myself. I feel that way about all the socks I make him. Anyway, so those were my Father's Day socks. And then, if you're following me on Instagram, you probably saw a bunch of pictures of these things. So the first thing I was working on, and I started this back in April, and then I kind of put it down for a little while, but this is the Dark Cloud by Joji Locatelli. It's kind of hard to show. As you can see, it's got the rounded hem. It's split all the way to the sleeve. I have to weave my ends in. I haven't done that yet. Ooh, excuse me, itches. But I have blocked it. And this is done in the Woolfolk Luft. I am seeing this band of color here with the sun shining on it that I don't see in person, so I hope that doesn't really show up. Do you see that right there? Whatever. So this is the Woolfolk Luft. It's a cotton and merino yarn. It is incredibly soft and fluffy, and I think this would be great when it gets cold out. The one thing that I plan on doing to this is, so here where the split is, I have this. Is that the only yarn tail I have? Well, whatever. I plan on tacking down this split. So, as you can see, the front seam, hem, and the back hem are here. The front hem goes over the back hem, and then they, split like this. I plan on tacking this down just a couple inches when I weave in the ends, because I feel that, I have a bust, and when it hangs the way it does, it's got a lot of ease, and the split, just lets it flow so much. It's not the most flattering. Even if you're just lounging around the house, I just feel a little bit like a tent. But I have safety pinned those side hems down a little to see how that would look, and it just gives it enough shape in the waist area to have a much more flattering fit. So when I when I weave those ends in, I'm going to tack down those hems a couple inches. So if you have made this, or you plan on making this, and you are more of a curvy person, I highly recommend doing that. It was a super easy pattern, although I will admit that swaths of garter stitch kind of bore me. So I worked on it for a while. I felt like I was getting nowhere. It went in timeout. I worked on some other things, and then I brought it back out and finished it. So I'm glad I did, though, because I think it's going to be awesome. So that's Dark Cloud by Joji Locatelli. And then the other sweater I was working on, which you've probably seen on Instagram, is the Soldatna crop. So I made this according to the pattern. I feel like it's a touch short on me. I have not blocked it, so I do plan on blocking it a little aggressively, because the bottom hem, it comes right under my bust, like just, and I feel like if I can block it just like another inch, it would be better. Other than that, I love it. See, I'll put it on for you guys. Oh, I lied. I did make a couple modifications. So that's how it fits, you know, a little snug in the chest. I wish I put in a bust dart. I think that would have made a huge difference. And I wish I made it an inch or two longer. Like I said, I'm going to block it aggressively and see if that helps. If it doesn't, I may do some sweater surgery. And what I'm thinking is I will pick up the stitches right below these little tick marks, and I will put in a bust dart, because it's actually a very good place for a bust dart, and maybe knit an inch, and then, yeah, that word. Well, it'll be probably a Kitchener stitch, but what's the word I'm looking up for? Whatever, it doesn't matter. So here are the modifications I did make. I made my sleeves just a little bit longer. I'm very uncomfortable with a sleeve cutting off here. I just really don't like that. So I made it just a touch longer, almost all the way to the elbow. And I really like that. I think it came out really well. So all I did was keep going with the main body color, and then I did the same color work that's on the bottom of the hem here. I did it here. And the other change I did was I only used one color for these little flea marks. In the pattern she uses two. And I didn't put them all the way down. And I didn't put them all the way down because even though my color work isn't usually very tight, it just felt like because of the shape of this, it might be a little, I would need more stretch around the bust. So I was hesitant to do the little flea marks all the way down. So I stopped there. I'm glad I did, because now that I'm going to do sweater surgery to it, most likely, I don't have to do sweater surgery with the color work. I can just pick up right below there. So that was good. These also are not the colors I really wanted to do this in. I wanted to do this more of like a brown, muted colors, more like the one that Boylan Knitworks, what is her name? Well, you know, unless you live under a rock. I wanted to do it more like the colors she did. I saw a couple kits that were really nice, but I was trying not to buy too much more yarn, because at the beginning of the year I said I was going to only knit from stash, and I have bought so much yarn this year. So this was all in my stash. So the purple, the dark purple, and the gray are Done Roving yarns in their DK. This one is called Grape Juice, I think, and I don't remember what the the gray is called. And then the two pinks I have, they were fingering weight, and I held them double. And they are from Flying Fin Yarns, and I don't remember the colors of them either. I believe that the brighter one is like something coral, and the lighter one is a speckle, and I think it's like a peach something or other. Can you see that? So they don't have a lot of contrast, but I like the way it came out. So I think it looks nice, even though it wasn't the original colors I intended. I did enjoy knitting this yoke a lot. You know, colorwork yokes are a lot of fun to knit, so I would definitely consider knitting this again, with the additional modifications like the darts and the length, so I don't have to do surgery on that one either. So, yep, this is my Soldotna crop. I think it's wicked cute, and it's hot, so I'm taking it off. So those are my finished objects. I guess onto my whips. So the first one I'm going to show you is my Coffee Talk socks. I have showed them before. They are a pattern by Tracy Miller from the Grocery Girls. I'm doing them 2 at a time on my Chowgoo mini twists. This is a texture pattern. Better shot of the yarn. The yarn is Teeny Button Studios, in the Sprinkle Spice Latte sock set. So it's this awesome color with this mini for heels and cuffs and heels and toes. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So I've been working on this for a while, and honestly, I shouldn't even be showing it because I'm not even working on it at all right now. I just hope to finish this for the fall because they're totally fall socks. I also heard the pumpkin spice lattes were coming back August 28th this year, which is super early, but I also love fall, so I'm okay with it. Just saying. So that's one pair of socks. Then the other pair of socks I have, I just wanted a vanilla sock to have in my bag. So I just cast on the Rose City Rollers. And here we are. And I just started the toe. This is the first one. And this is Whips on Sticks, self-striping, and the colorway is Jane Austen. Excuse me. And I love it. I love it so much. I mean, not only do I love Jane Austen, but the colors are amazing. Can you see that? It's just gorgeous. So this is what it looks like caked up. Ooh. And this is the mini skein that I'm using for the toe. So it came with 2 mini skeins. I couldn't decide which one I wanted, so I told her to surprise me, and she sent me both. So there's this brownish butterscotch one, and then there's this pink one. So I did the brown one for this heel and the pink one for this toe, and then on the other one I'm going to swap it and do the pink on the heel and the brown on the toe. Just thought it would be cute. So that's my other sock. And, oh, yep, I have one more sock. I did finish one. I have a hoe. So exciting. This is also Whips on Sticks. And Kayla really outdid herself on this one. This one is just... So it's called Bomb Pop. And you know the popsicles that you eat in the summer? They're like exactly these colors. And then the mini, this was her mystery self-striping club. And the mini is the same colors but in a speckle. And it's just so cute. And then, look at, this is also a pattern by Tracy Millar. Actually, let me put this on a blocker so you can see it better. This is her, what's it called? Georgia sock. And it's just got a little wavy lace pattern. Little shorty sock, which I love shorty socks. They're my favorite. Alright, here we go. How pretty is that? And so I cast these on for July 4th because, you know, they're July 4th colors. But also, I thought that this pattern reminded me of those swoopy banner things that you see out around July 4th. I can't remember what they're called, but they're like a red, white, and blue stripe, and they have a little swoop. It looks just like this. So, these are super cute. I really love them. Unfortunately, well, I haven't blocked them yet. They're just a tiny bit short for me in the foot. So, like I said, I haven't blocked this one yet. I'm waiting till I finish them both to block them together. And I think that a good blocking will make it fit. So, that's that sock. So pretty. And I did start the second one. So here's the yarn wound up. Stick together, super cute. And I'm on the second one. And what did I use for these? So these are a 1.5, US 1.5, 2.5 millimeter needle. I usually use a 1, so I went up on this one. I'm doing an afterthought heel, so that's just my waist yarn for the afterthought heel. And here we are. So I don't have that much further to go. I just haven't really felt like working on them. So whatever. These are also my ChiaoGoo mini twists. I am totally obsessed with them. And I used to be all about the 9-inch circulars, and I do have that interchangeable set as well from ChiaoGoo, but I am really loving doing magic loop with this mini twist. I mean, this cord is so thin, and it just makes everything so easy and slides so nicely, and it's just a joy. So that's my new favorite needle for socks, possibly for more. And that is living in my cute little bag from A Single Strand, who I adore, my friends. I actually have 2 bags in this fabric. I have the line bag, so it goes on your arm and you can walk around with it and knit, which I love. And then I have another whip in this one, which has a little drawstring and 2 handles. This is a really nice bag too. And I will share what's in that one in a moment. But first, so those are all my socks. So I have what, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3 sock whips. And then I have some shawls. So I first cast on the Washed Out by Joji Locatelli. And I have a picture, I think. Yeah. So this one. I was hoping to finish it so I could wear it in the summer, but that's not going to happen. Definitely not going to happen. But I have started it. So there we go. So here we are so far. And I think it's looking really nice. This lace, when I was doing the lace, I'm like, I don't know how this is ever going to look like anything. It was really awkward, but I think it's looking really pretty. I'm not good at lace, so I'm glad that this first panel came out well. I'm very nervous about the second panel, and I'll tell you more in a second. But anyway, the yarns I'm using, I haven't picked a third color. I might only use 2 colors. But this is Done Roving sock yarn. What's it called? Something Foot. I don't know. And this is the Lady Slipper colorway. And then this is Barnyard Yarn Knits, Dye Works, something. And I can't remember what this one's called. Rebel Rose or something? I'm not sure. This was a gift from my friend Amber for, I think, Christmas. And it's really pretty. So the 2 together I thought looked really nice. And if I can find a very light gray that I like, I might use that for the third color, but if not, I'll see if I can use just these 2, but we'll see. I'm not really working on this right now because I cast on more things. But I do think that this will be really nice, and when it blocks out, it'll be so drapey and so pretty. And I'm really liking it already. So that's that. Also in a bee bag. Yay, bees. Oh, forgot to put the pattern back. The second shawl I cast on, so I originally cast on, I bought this yarn. It is Teeny Button Studios, the Owlry colorway. Oh, get that blue off of there. And it looks like this because I frogged the original thing I had cast on and just wound it up over the cake. Messy, but whatever. This is really pretty. And I wanted a really light summery shawl that's really lacy. So I did cast on another Joji Locatelli shawl. It's the new one that she put out this summer that was very lacy. And the first lace panel looked really nice, but for the life of me, the second lace panel, I just could not get it to look right. Like one side of it just kept coming out wonky, and I put in lifelines for once, and I kept ripping it back and starting it over, and it just, I don't know what I was doing, but it drove me mad, so I just quit. I ripped the whole thing out, and I cast on this shawl. This is from the Knitting Expat. This is the Sugar Plum shawl by the Knitting Expat. And let's see if I can. So this is the photo from the pattern. And as you can see, it's really loose and airy. I even went up a needle size, so I'm knitting it on US 7s, which is 4.5 millimeters. I just cast it on and then I kind of stopped. But this is upside down. It goes the other way, but it goes this way. It's kind of hard to show this way. So this is the top middle. Anyway, somebody has been very noisy right now, so you gonna be a good girl? So yeah, I just cast it on not too long ago, and it's exactly what I wanted. Something just really airy and easy to wear, and I think that when this blocks out, it'll just be gorgeous. It'll be a very lightweight summery shawl, warm weather shawl. I'll wear it when we go to Florida. So yeah, I am not in a rush to finish that one because the summer is ending and I have other things I'd rather finish. So we go to Florida in February, and hopefully I'll have it done by then. Otherwise, I'll have it done for next summer. Whatever. It'll go in the pile. Then, I told you I had a lot of cast-ons. I could not stop myself. So the other thing, so I got sick of knitting. So at some point in July, I had cast on those socks. I think I had cast on the shawl I just showed you. And then I was just like, I'm done. I don't feel like doing any of this. And then I was watching some podcasts, and I was reminded that I'd really wanted to cast on a scrappy granny stripe blanket. So I did. And I've made a little progress. So far, it's just scraps, but I have taken out some minis, and I'll show you some of that. So here we are with the granny stripe blanket, and I'll show you a up close of how it's looking so far. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. I had pulled out all my scraps and all my minis, and I was going to throw them all in it. But then I started seeing this this emergence of colors that was all pinks, purples, and blues. So I decided to stick with that. And so I took all the yarns that were not pinks, purples, and blues and put them in another bag. And maybe I'll make another blanket out of those one day. So right now I'm using, what color? Where are you? This. And this is, what's it called? Storm? Thunderstorm? Thunder? Whatever. It's something related to storms from Birch Dye Works. And it's gorgeous. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And did I already use this one? I don't think so. So currently in my bag of yarns that are coming up, I have these scraps, and then I pulled out some minis. So these minis, these minis. And this is just the pile of colors. So you get an idea of... It's not working out very well now, is it? Just to give you an idea of the colors that will be in this blanket. And I have a whole lot more in this bag. That's just what's in my project bag, but this is like the storage bag. And there's more minis, more minis, more minis, some more scraps, scraps. So anyway, pretty much trying to keep it in that color family. And this is a really fun crochet project to do. It's really mindless. I don't know if I could do it in the dark, like at the movie theater, just because I am doing this in fingering weight yarn and I'm only using a 2.5mm hook. So sometimes when I'm going really fast, like I just have to be able to see the hole to go into. And I feel like if I did this in the dark, I would mess it up. So it is pretty mindless, but I do have to be able to look at it so often. So it's good for TV watching and, you know, mindless whatever. I went to DC recently for work, and I, did that on the plane a lot, and so that worked out well. And then I have one more, and then I'm done with the whips. So if you're still here, thank you. So like I said, I went to DC, and I popped into Looped Yarn Works, and I had every intention of getting something local, but then I saw that they had all of the, not all of it, but they had a lot of yarn from Spin Cycle, and I don't normally see Spin Cycle in person. I've bought it at Rhinebeck, and I've been on their website, but I never really get to see everything in person. So, and I've been really wanting to cast on the shift, the cowl, and I had some yarn in my stash that I was going to do it with, but then I saw this and I was like, I really like Spin Cycle. Oh, it's starting to rain. Whatever, I'm almost done. I made the throwback sweater by Andrea Mowry, who also designed the shift, and I loved using Spin Cycle for that. I used Spin Cycle Dream something, whatever. It was the DK or worsted version. So I went through all the colors and I mixed and matched and played around for a little while with all the colors they had, and they had a really good selection. And I ended up with these three. Don't ask me what they're called because I can't remember, and the tags are somewhere, I don't know where, upstairs maybe, I don't know, I'm bad at this stuff. So I cast on the shift while I was in DC, and I only got back a few days ago, and I worked on it a little, but not really. I've been pretty busy, so I'm just here, not very far. And this is the first time I've done like the mosaic slip stitch colorwork kind of a thing, and I don't know why, it's a little different than I thought in my head that it would be. I don't know why, but it's fun and it's easy, and I'm really enjoying this. So this will be the top, I think. Yeah. So this is like the part that goes around, and this will be the edge, and then you make the whole thing, and then the other edge you sew onto this side. So it'll be like here. It'll just get bigger. Whatever. You have to look at the pattern. But I'm really excited. I think this is coming out really nicely. And the thing I love about the Spin Cycle is how the colors change. And you can kind of see in the cake that, there's variations in the color as you go. Hey, stop. You crazy dog. You're crazy. So I'm excited about that. So I feel like I'm getting a little of my mojo back, and I'm definitely more of a project knitter. So when the process of knitting something becomes tedious, I kind of lose interest. I think a lot of people are like that. But right now, I am really motivated to have this cowl for this fall, and I'm enjoying knitting it. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I will finish it and podcast again in September. I doubt it, but I'll try. So that's that. Pearl, please stop scratching at the door. The kitty hates you. The kitty hates you. All she wants to do is play with the poor kitty, and the kitty's like, no. So, yeah. So that's it for whips. It's a lot, but it's not that much. I have a couple other whips that are upstairs, but they're kind of like I've ripped out a bunch when I realized I wasn't going to finish them like ever. And then there's a couple that I'm just kind of like, me. Like I have a pair of wrist warmers that I'm making for my sister-in-law, and I've already finished one. I only need to cast one more, and they're really short and small, and I'll do it. I'll give it to her for Christmas. And I think there's a couple other things, but there are things that I don't know if I'm ever going to finish. I just haven't frogged them yet. But I did, a few weeks back, go through that pile and frog a bunch of things, so it felt good to not have those things lingering as whips. Of course, now I don't know what to do with all the yarn, but yeah. Anyway, so lastly, we're going to go on to acquisitions, and then I will say goodbye. So, the first one, I really wanted a new needle case, circular needles. I wanted to combine all three of my ChiaoGoo sets together, so I have the small, regular ChiaoGoo interchangeables, so they're like the size 2 to size 9, I think, and those are the regular red lace cables. And then I have the shorty set, which is also a regular cable. It's just 9-inch, and those are, I think, 0 to 3 US, and they all have the 9-inch cable. I think there's two actually. There's like a 9-inch and a 16-inch, and then I got the mini twist set. So I wanted to combine them all into one case. And please stop, Pearl. Hang on. So I got this one from Atelier, I can't say that word. Atelier de Soyun? Whatever. I'm really bad, and I'm really sorry, but she is a really talented crafter from South Korea, and I've been following her on Instagram forever, and I've been wanting to buy one of her cases, and I finally did. So, I bought this one. Super cute. I love how she does this with the fabric. I think it's just so adorable. And then it's got this really nice leather strap and button. And inside, you have this pretty fabric, and there's a whole bunch of pockets here for your needles. I have a bunch in here already. So they're just short, so they're hiding, but they're in there. And then there's a whole nother set of pockets on this side. You have tons of pockets. And then there's this awesome little pouch, which is pretty big, to put all the cords and everything into, and then this little charm to put some progress keepers on, or stitch markers. And yeah, so I have my cords in here, and I have my keys, and I had the little caps for the end, but they're all being used now. So yeah, I got that. really cute, and it arrived really fast. I did not expect it to arrive so quickly from South Korea, so that was cool. So that's, here we go. And I will put that down below, I think. I'll try. I'm really bad at show notes, I'm sorry. Then I got some yarns. And I, like I said, did not mean to buy so many yarns, but it happens. So this is the Teeny Button Studios, the owlery that I'm using for that shawl. So it's 2 skeins. This is the other one in the skein. So that's what it looks like. And Teeny Button is Robin, and I just adore her, and I adore her yarn. So, awesome. Then I ordered this a while back, and I know I posted it on Instagram. I don't know if I talked about it, but Inked Sheep Fibers, I really love her work. She has a couple Cavaliers also, and all of us Cavalier dog owners are crazy. We're kind of like a cult. It's weird. Nobody told me I was joining a cult when I got these dogs, but here I am. And so she did colorways for all the different colors that Cavaliers come in. So there's Blenheim, which is brown and white, black and tan, tricolor, which is black, brown, and white, and then ruby, which is all of a reddish-brown color. And mine are Blenheims, so I bought the Blenheim colorway. It's so pretty. And this is a DK. I got the hat kit. It also came with a pom-pom, which I left upstairs, but it's just a brownish, floofy pom-pom. So this is definitely going to be a hat. I think Jody from Grocery Girls recently released a hat pattern with a big, like, antler cable kind of thing on the side. Hers is done in 2 colors, but I think I'm going to do it in 1 with this. I think it'll be pretty. So, got that from Inked Sheep Fiber. Then, again, Inked Sheep Fiber did the not asking permission colorway. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say. This one supported Cavalier Rescue. So the profits went to that, which is one of the reasons why I did it, but also because I have a Blenheim. But this is her tag. And that's the back. So then she posted not asking permission, and I don't remember exactly the story, but basically it was a girl power feminism kind of thing, which I'm all about. But the colors, oh my god. And she did this one with her daughters, and I'm obsessed with this. I don't know what it's ever going to be because it's just so gorgeous. You know, it's one of those skeins that I'm never going to open because I just love it. I just want to wear it around my neck. Oh my god. I love this so much. So again, this is Inked Sheep Fibers, and it's called Not Asking Permission, and it is gorgeous. And then again, she posted on Instagram that she was doing some colorways for Mortal Kombat, and I was a big Mortal Kombat 2 player when I was younger. My brother and I would just play that game all the time. And I always played Melina, and I knew all her special moves, and I would kick my brother's butt, and he would get mad at me. I couldn't play any other character. I would get destroyed, but when I played Melina, whatever. She was awesome. She had those, I forget what they're called, but Raphael from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has them too. They're like the knife with the, and it's got the side knives, the things, they're like daggers, but they're cooler. And she would throw them at you and whatever. She was all purple. So this is the Melina colorway. Oh my god, I love it. It's so beautiful. Look at the speckles. Ah! This is just gorgeous. And I think I don't like taking these apart, but I kind of want to. Yeah. I don't know how this might pool. Like if I did a sock, Maybe it would be like a little micro stripe. Maybe? I don't know. Again, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Maybe a sock. Maybe it'll go into a shawl. Maybe I'll just keep collecting all of her yarn and just snuggle with it. I don't know. I haven't decided. I'm so bad at rescanning. I should not have done that. I made a mess. Oh well. And then, lastly, so I love Stranded Dye Works, and Amy, I think she's awesome, and she did a bunch of colorways for inspired by Project Runway, and she was donating all of the funds to a organization that provides mental health services to the LGBTQ plus community. Hope I got everyone in there. Not only is that something that I support greatly, but the colors were amazing. So she made a pair of Rose City rollers with this yarn, and I was just in love with how hers looked. I just loved it, and I was like, I need to do that. So I missed it. I did not get a skein of it. I was very sad. And then she did a couple updates, and she didn't dye any more of this particular colorway, which is called Go Back to Party City. And then one day I was sitting out here knitting, and I was flipping around on Instagram. Sorry, these eyelashes kind of itch a little. And she posted that her shop update had just gone live, like right that second. And it happened to have this yarn in it. So I bought it. Oh my god. I love this so much. And I don't think seeing it in the skein of Hank does it any justice, because when it's all knit up, I just adore the way it looked. Absolutely adore it. So these will become Rose City rollers. Possibly jelly rolls, if I have a color that I like for the second roll. But definitely one of those socks. Definitely shorties. And probably get 2 pairs out of it. And that's it. That's all I have. The summer has been flying by. I don't know how I feel about that, because I don't like the heat. But I also enjoy sitting on my deck, which I'll sit on my deck until it's like really winter. Like even when it's probably 40, 50 degrees out, I'll still sit out here in the sweater with tea or coffee and knit and stuff. So that's not a big deal. But it's been a fun summer, I think. And the fall brings around a new school year, and I'm going to grad school. So I'm getting my master's degree in computer information systems, and I'm really excited and really nervous, and it's like partially business and partially computer science. It's like a combination of the two. So the first semester starts September 3rd, and I'm taking financial accounting for managers and global finance. Those are the 2 classes that I'm dreading the most, that I'm completely uninterested in, and I'm terrified. And I have to get a good grade so I can get reimbursed by my company. So wish me luck. But I'm excited to go back to school. I love school, and I've been wanting to get my master's for a while now, and so this is awesome. So I'm excited about that. I also recently started a health kick. Not fat shaming or anything like that. I was just not feeling physically very good. I was getting winded going up the stairs, and I was just feeling yucky. So I started eating better, whole foods, plant-based, that kind of stuff. And I used to be a runner. I've suffered injuries on and off many years, and I didn't think I'd ever run again. I figured that I would just be the size I am, and that's that. And that, I'm almost 40, and I know it's shocking, but it's true. 2 more years. And so whatever, but I was inspired by some people. Amy from Happy Little Yarn, very inspiring. My husband's been inspiring. He's, been trying to get in better shape. He's got high cholesterol and blood pressure and, family history of that. So he's been trying to get in better shape to take care of his heart. So I decided to do the same. So I started running again. I'm just doing the Couch to 5K program. It's a program I go back to every time I need to kind of start from the beginning. It's a 9-week program to get you up to running a 5K, which is 3.2 miles. And it's so slow of a transition that it really, like, anyone can do it. I felt like I might die if I try to run, especially in my neighborhood. It's all hills. I'm in New Hampshire. It is just hills everywhere. But I'm not. I'm on week 3, and I'm feeling pretty good. And I had to run a whole 3 minutes in a row yesterday, and I did it. And I'm just feeling, I don't care if I lose weight, because I like the way I look, but I feel like inside so much better. I am not feeling lazy. I am not feeling lethargic. I used to nap all the time. I didn't want to do anything. I don't even need coffee anymore, okay? Major caffeine addict here. Don't really need coffee. I drink it every morning so I don't get a horrible withdrawal headache, and I like the way it tastes. But for energy and to wake up, I don't even need it. It's amazing. Just drinking a ton of water and eating a ton of veggies and fruit. Pretty much. So, just sharing what I'm going through, not preaching or anything. It's not a weight loss diet so much as it is a feel good and energetic way to live. Yeah, so I have lost 15 pounds, which is nice. That's a nice side effect, and not the goal. I'm a big fan of my curves, so whatever. And that's it, I think. I'm not going to Rhinebeck this year. So if it ends up being a couple more months before I podcast, Rhinebeck will have come and gone, and I'm not going. I spent a lot of money at Rhinebeck last year, and I bought more yarn this year than I had intended to, and I have to pay for grad school, so I have decided not to go. I think we might go on a little, local trip, to Maine or something, just for a couple days to get away, but not gonna do Rhinebeck this year. I do plan to do it next year, and Amy, you are coming with me. So if you want to do Rhinebeck 2020 and you want to go in on an Airbnb and you're not a creep, hit me up. I was thinking that it might be fun to get a whole bunch of us knitting ladies that are, online, YouTube, Instagram friends together in person and rent an Airbnb and eat good food and play at Rhinebeck. So I know that's not for 14 more months. That's Rhinebeck 2020. But, these things aren't cheap and it's good to plan ahead. I'm a planner. So if you're interested, let me know on Instagram. Obviously, as it gets closer to then, I will do some more planning, but definitely something that I've been thinking about, because I know Amy and I have talked about going together. That's Happy Little Yarn. She hasn't been yet, and I want to show it to her, and I just thought it would be super fun to go with some of my yarny friends that I never see in person. It would be super fun. Okay, that's it. I will stop rambling. I have nothing else to say. I have to clean up this horrible mess of projects that I just made and fold my laundry and make my bed. Blech. So, bye. Have a great one. See you soon, hopefully.